Welcome to Inside the College. I'm Dr. Maggie McMenamin, president of UCNJ, Union College of Union County, New Jersey. We have an exciting episode for you today. My guest is the chairwoman of the Union County Board of County Commissioners, Lourdes Leon. Lourdes, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're delighted that you're here, but we're also delighted that you are our commissioner chairwoman because we know that you bring a perspective as somebody who really cares about the kids and their education to that commissioner board, and that's the former freeholder board. Several years ago, they changed the name to commissioner board. So I'm going to ask you to forgive me if I call you freeholder at some point.
That's okay with me.
Okay.
Yes.
May I call you Lourdes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
Welcome to the show. And let's start at the beginning. We want to know more about you, Lourdes Leon, because I know your work in public service just came about relatively recently. But tell us, where are you from?
Yeah. Okay. To start with, I was born in Cuba, and I consider myself a mutt because my father was born in Cuba from Spaniard parents, and I'm a big mix. My mother is first generation Lebanese Syrian, born in Cuba. So my grandfather immigrated to Cuba from Lebanon. He met my grandmother there. You know, they knew the families prior to, so he went and met her there. You know, he knew the family, and she was born in Syria, and they married in Cuba. And then my mom was, you know, a product of their marriage, her and my uncle, who passed away recently. And I was born in Cuba. But
How old were you when you came to the U.S.?
Well, actually, we didn't come straight here because we were lucky enough to have family in Spain. So we traveled to Spain. That's where I started school, in Spain. I don't remember much of Cuba.
Okay, well, what part of Spain? Let's go back to Spain then.
We lived in Madrid. Then my dad got a really great job, and we moved to Cadiz, which is by the Rock of Gibraltar. And we were there 3.5 years. And then we ended up coming here in 1970. And my grandparents were able to leave Cuba on my mother's side, not on my dad's side, you know. So
Did they leave during the revolution? Leave Cuba during the revolution?
Yeah, when everything was really bad, and you know, Castro, his regime. So we just wanted to look for a better life, and that was the reason we ended up here. And I have to say, I do love this country. I really do.
We all do. We are proud Americans here in Union County, but we're also an immigrant county. This has been a port of immigration here in Union County, particularly Elizabeth, for decades. I know 100 years ago it was Irish, Italians, and Polish, and then in your era it was a lot of Cubans and then Haitians, and now many South Americans, Central Americans, and we also have a lot of immigration from Eastern Europe now.
And we do. And I have to say that I consider myself lucky because it's a big melting pot, and I have friends from all over the world, and I think that just makes you smarter, you know, like dealing with all these different cultures.
I'll second that. But it also strengthens our community. So you, as an immigrant yourself, and certainly an immigrant with different background, Cuban, Syrian, Lebanese, lived in Cuba, lived in Spain, and then eventually immigrated here to the U.S.
Yes.
As an adolescent or a child.
Yes.
Did you come into Union County?
Yes, we did. Elizabeth. Yes.
Right into the city of
and
Elizabeth.
I haven't left. I have not left.
So you've been in Elizabeth your entire life.
Yes.
All right. So tell me, when you were in high school here in America, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Honestly?
Yes.
I did not know.
Did you think or fantasize about being a teacher?
Actually, my mom is one of my biggest motivations because she was a teacher in Cuba, came here, and began to go to school here all over again to become a teacher. And she's a graduate of Montclair State University and worked in the Elizabeth Public Schools. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I thought about being a lawyer, you know, like you have all these dreams. But I ended up starting as a teacher assistant and I just fell in love with education. I guess it was in my bones, in my genes.
We knew that you were an advocate for education. I
Yes.
knew that you worked in
Yes.
education, but I didn't know that it ran so deeply with
Yes.
your mother being an
Yes.
educator as well.
Yes.
Now that makes sense. So where
Yes.
did you go undergrad?
I went to Kane.
Kane University.
Yes.
Did you know that Kane University is the #1 transfer destination for our students?
Really?
Yes, it is.
Isn't that awesome?
Particularly for our education majors, because Kane University is the #1 producer of teachers in New Jersey. So you attended Kane, and were you?
It was the right place to go for teaching.
Absolutely.
I mean, because wasn't it called Teachers College or something at one
Yes.
point before it became Kane?
That's right.
And I finished my bachelor's there, and then
Were you elementary or secondary ed?
I was elementary.
Elementary.
Elementary, and then I went back for my master's, and I'm Kane all the way. I
Well,
love
we
Kane.
hope you're UCNJ all the way as
That's,
well.
That too, absolutely.
Okay, so after you graduated from Kane with your degree in education,
Mm-hmm.
did you go to work right away, or did you immediately go to
I
pursue
started
your
as a substitute teacher, and
in Elizabeth?
that gave me so much advantage because I actually subbed in almost every school in the district. And then I ended up, believe it or not, getting a job as a middle school teacher, bilingual ESL at Baton.
That is middle school. I've never worked K to 12 as an educator, as a teacher. And but my friends tell me that middle school is the hardest of the three.
It was, and it's actually the sixth graders. They just get in there and they don't know what to do with their hormones. It's so funny. And like once they get to by eighth grade, they're already ready for high school, and they're thinking about girls, and boys are thinking,
Yes.
and girls are thinking about boys, and it's totally different. It's like a pre-high school, know.
But sixth grade,
Oh my God, I'll never forget.
you'll have an opportunity in sixth grade to really influence those kids in the future.
Yeah,
So you enjoyed that,
I really did. I really did.
And tell us more. What happened next after working in sixth grade? When did you go for your master's?
After 10 years of teaching, I wanted to do more.
Like go into
And I was-
administration?
I was thinking about being a social worker because, my biggest pleasure is to help. And, since I was seeing what these kids, some of them didn't know what they wanted, like you start, teachers are such big motivators. So I ended up going for my master's in public administration. And it was such a turn because when a position was available that I was able to start, I began as a preschool vice principal. So from middle school, I ended up going to preschool. And
That's a huge flip. I mean, not to elementary, but you went preschool.
well, there was a big immigration coming in from Central and South America at the time, and they started the state started putting trailers in the school because we didn't have enough room. So I ended up being a vice principal for preschool students, and it was like 9, 10 classes. But I really enjoyed it because then you see another side of the kids, like they were so tiny, and and it was amazing.
It's an important time developmentally.
Yes, their personalities, are like fully like done by the time they're 4 years old.
So are you still teaching now or still working?
No.
Well, what did you retire?
I retired.
What was your role when you retired?
I was a principal at one of the preschool centers in Elizabeth when they first brought them up. I was one of the, the principals that were hired to bring them from the ground up, and it was an amazing experience. And I retired as, a principal, and then I got bored.
Sure, I understand. I understand. We have a lot of faculty here who wonder, should I retire? Some faculty, administrators, they love the work they do. So what triggered your retirement? Why did you step away?
It was time to go. It was time to go. But then after about 6-8 months, I started going into senior buildings to help
You
volunteer.
got the itch.
Yes, I couldn't stay home. I couldn't stay home. So I started like volunteering, and you know how they love to have bingo nights. So then I went from preschool to senior centers. I just wanted to find something to do because I can't stay home.
So Lourdes Leon 1.0 as an adult was a teacher and a school administrator and educator. And then when you retired, you tried to figure out what next.
Absolutely.
So Lourdes 2.0 was a volunteer in senior centers,
Right.
which is certainly a huge change from your work in preschool.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, but
Okay.
afterwards, I want to hear, because nothing you've told me yet indicates that you're on a path to become an elected official, run for office, and be in the role of being the chairwoman of the commission, the commissioners, the best county in the state of New Jersey. So we'll be back in a few moments after this message. I'm continuing my interview with Union County Commissioner and Chairwoman Lourdes Leon. We'll be back in a minute.
In Nigeria, I learned that education was the path to my future. When I came to UCNJ, I immediately felt like I belonged. I work at the tutoring center, one of the best parts of my day. Every day, I connect with my parents back home. Their support motivates me. UCNJ gave me the foundation I needed to continue my engineering journey at a four-year school and the confidence to dream big. I am so grateful for every opportunity I have gotten here.
All right, the thing I like most about UCNJ is the community and the gatherings we have here at UCNJ, and the clubs they also give out to the students, which is amazing.
What I love the most about UCNJ is our student athletes and our staff.
What I love about UCNJ is our student workers and our student leaders. They are so creative and make our campuses so exciting every day.
At UCNJ, I'm earning my degree in Computer Information Systems, and every project is helping me thrive in the digital world. Aside from classes, getting involved on campus has opened a lot of doors. One of the biggest moments for me was being named a Kaplan Leadership Scholar. It showed me what I was capable of. At UCNJ, it's not just about learning, it's about the real support you get and the opportunities you have to grow.
Welcome back to Inside the College. I'm Dr. Maggie McMenamin, president of UCNJ Union College of Union County, New Jersey. My guest for this episode is the chairwoman of the Union County Board of County Commissioners, Lourdes Leon. Chairwoman Leon, welcome again to the show. Let's continue our conversation.
Sure.
Now, students ask me all the time, how did you get to where you are today? So the question they'd ask is, how'd you become a commissioner? And how did you become commissioner chair? So you told us about your history, and it's fascinating history and really inspiring, especially for our residents, our students, as an immigrant coming to this country who's really lifted themselves up, gone to college, earned your degree, great jobs, working as an educator, eventually retiring as a principal. But now you're in politics, you're an elected official. So how did you end up running for office?
Well, basically, I don't even know. I was just so active in the community. And being an administrator, a teacher, all those years, I knew so many people. And I just did not stop after I retired. I was volunteering in every which way with nonprofit organizations.
In Elizabeth?
In Elizabeth, mainly in Elizabeth. And then the opportunity came about, and it was a stroke of luck, I guess.
Did you pursue it, or were you tapped?
No, I was tapped. And honest to God, it just gives me great pleasure.
Yeah?
Yeah, it does, because, I can help the residents. I can let them know what the county's about, how many things are happening at the county. And I've been very active, and I've learned from other commissioners that were mentors, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I
When
really
you get
am.
into a leadership position, like commissioner, not only are you more prominent, but you have an opportunity to help more people.
And you know what? That's one of my biggest pleasures, and I take that from my mom. She told me there's no greater pleasure in life than being able to help others, to be in that position, to help others.
So you got into politics.
Right.
Not to advance your career, you were already retired.
Yes.
And not to
honestly, yes.
use it as a stepping stone for something greater.
No.
You got into politics for really pure reasons.
Yes. And being a commissioner gives me the opportunity to even go a little further and help even more, So.
All right, so you've been a commissioner now for 5 or 6 years?
Yes.
During the pandemic you were elected.
Yes.
Let's leave that behind us. I hate to even think about it, but now we're through COVID, emerged out of the pandemic, and suddenly you're no longer the new commissioner, you're the chairwoman of the commission.
Yes.
Now, I know this has been a busy year and you have many initiatives going on.
I've been very active, but I'm always active, but I've been a little more active.
Tell me about your Coffee with the Commissioner initiative. That one intrigues me.
That's my favorite initiative, because it gives me the opportunity to visit nonprofit organizations, especially senior centers, where I go there and give them like a full plethora of information of what the county can offer them. I mean, many of them don't know what the surrogate's office can offer them. We have so many, things that they can take advantage of. The Office of Aging offers them vouchers throughout the year, and they were just so happy to meet me, because many people don't know what commissioners can do, and like, we take care of the roads, we take care of this, we take care of that. But going there and explaining to them all the things that they can take advantage of, it just, again, it gives me great pleasure.
So you're not a commissioner, chair, politician on a pedestal. You're talking to the people.
Yeah. With a cup of coffee and some donuts or pastries.
Good.
And letting them know. And it's great. And going there to all these centers, going to senior buildings, going to nonprofit organizations where people, they visit them because they need help. You can let them know everything that goes on. Another favorite initiative of mine is the Lifesaver program, where I work very closely.
Is that the sheriff's Lifesaver?
Yes, I work very closely with him and the prosecutor's office. And the prosecutor has the Blue Envelope program. I'm sure you know about that.
Yes,
where
Prosecutor Bill Daniel and Sheriff Peter Corvelli.
Yes, and the Blue Envelope is just an amazing program that helps functional people that are on the spectrum. And one example is if they get stopped while they're driving for any certain reason.
Like a traffic stop by a police officer?
Right. Some of them get very nervous and they just won't speak, and the officer will not know that this person is on the spectrum, but they have this blue envelope that they handed to the officer with their information, and it just makes it so much easier for them.
And now let me clarify, that's the prosecutor's Blue Envelope program, Sheriff's Lifesaver.
Right, but the Lifesaver also, there's another part to that, which is the Office of the Sheriff offers people on the spectrum, or people, older people, or anyone that has Alzheimer or dementia, the bracelets. because I don't know if you've seen on the news many times how somebody that has Alzheimer's is lost.
Yes.
And the family goes crazy. Well, these bracelets are put on them, and they can be found within 20 to 30 to 40 minutes.
So it's a GPS tracker
Yes,
on the
it's
bracelet.
a tracker, and they can either put them on their ankle or they can put a bracelet on their wrist.
I mean, these are two very important programs that I don't think everybody in our county is aware of. The prosecutors Blue Envelope program and the Sheriff's Lifesaver program for individuals on the autism spectrum.
Yes.
And for individuals, dementia or Alzheimer's. And both of them are really lifesaver programs for those individuals. How do individuals in the county get access to these two programs?
Well, besides being on our website, they can contact the prosecutor's office or the sheriff's office.
Good, and those numbers are at the bottom of your screen right now. The Sheriff's Lifesaver program and the Prosecutor's Blue Envelope program. Services from your Union County Board of County Commissioners and Chairwoman Lourdes Leon. So we've talked about
But I just want to tell you, I'm sorry, that the reason why I picked that Lifesaver program, it was very close to my heart because I lost my father in 22 and he had Alzheimer's. And I had to put the bracelet on him because in his last months before he passed, he was tending to leave the house. And I have to thank Sheriff Corvelli because he says, I got you, you're gonna see. So we told him that it was a monitor to check his heart, and he kind of understood at that point, and we put it on his ankle, you know, because, so I could get a little sleep, you know, because, you know, they lose it, you know, that sundowning, and they don't know if it's night or day. So basically, gave me a lot of relief.
I understand totally. You know, I took care of my mother from age 90 to 101.
You told
and
me.
She struggled with the same thing. We called her an eloper, and she would leave in the middle of the night. I slept on the sofa for 5 years during that time period, so I
remember you
sympathize.
telling me that when I told you what I was going through, because I had him at home.
So you haven't forgotten what you've experienced as a caregiver, and you're making sure that caregivers in Union County are protected as you were.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I know you have some other initiatives going on, one involving fruit trees.
Yes.
So let's pivot to fruit trees.
Yeah,
Tell us about that
That's part
initiative.
of the Groundworks initiative, and I do have to say that we added the fruit trees. So they're being planted in some nonprofit organizations, but mainly in all the schools. Yes.
So beautification and something for the environment.
And a snack once the fruits come.
Wonderful. Now, the last initiative that I wanted to target was something that connected to the college tangentially, and that's with the UC PAC. I know that we have some aspiring actors and directors and theater people out here in the community, so I understand that the Freeholder Commissioner Board sponsors a summer theater camp.
We have a summer theater camp, and let me tell you, these kids have so much talent, and like 3 of the little girls that were in Beetlejuice were actually from Elizabeth. I'm proud of my hometown, but children from all 21 towns can join, and this year it was Beetlejuice, and what a show. I mean, I felt I was in Broadway. These kids have so much talent, and I hope we can keep doing this initiative.
Well, I'm proud to be working in a county that nurtures these wonderful talents that the kids have, and talents like acting and the arts. And the Union County Performing Arts Center in Rahway is certainly a wonderful hub for the arts and gives these kids an opportunity to pursue their dreams.
Yes, Union County loves the arts. We do. We all do.
My guest for this show today has been Union County Commissioner Chairwoman Lourdes Leon. She's an immigrant, a proud immigrant, an educator, and a public servant. She's dedicated her life to serving the people of the city of Elizabeth and the residents of the County of Union. We're proud to call you our Commissioner Chair, and we appreciate the support that you've given to the students here at UCNJ, but really the kids across the county And not just the kids. You haven't neglected the parents and the grandparents and what you're doing to communicate with the seniors. And we didn't even mention the senior swimming and the kids swimming initiative. You've got so much going on. But as a woman who served as a teacher and a principal and now our commissioner chairwoman, we know that you are there for the right reasons to help the residents of our county. We're proud to call you our chairwoman, and I thank you for joining the show today.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. Thank you.
That's a wrap for our Inside the College episode this month. I look forward to seeing you again on a future episode of Inside the College at UCNJ.